Good morning. Good morning. Java Delight will uplift you. Stay tuned. The show is about to begin. Grab your coffee. Stay tuned. This show is about to begin.
Good morrow, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brandon Croucher, CEO of Delight Cafe. I am honored to be sitting next to the one, the only, the South African princess, Miss Ilse. How are you, sweetie? It's good to see you this morning.
I am very, very well. How are you? It's rainy weather again, so if you hear thunder, thunder, then you know that it's raining here and it's the thunderstorms. Nobody watching. Oh, there's two people watching. Heard me sing. Sorry, guys. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob. Hi, guys. Hi, Bob. All right, guys, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share button. If you want to be able to help the community grow, let me rephrase that. Help the community grow by making sure you get out there sharing. These are some of our favorite people: Sherry McQueen, Bob Seymour. By the way, everybody, I want you to know right away, when we see Mike Herzog post today, it is his birthday, okay? And he is
gonna sing for him.
If he says hello, yes. If not, I'm going to record a very weird video of me dancing around for him and wishing him a happy birthday. Oh, yeah. Happy birthday, guys, good morning. Ilse, I have a very important question for you.
What is
it? What do you call a pudgy psychic?
A what?
Like a pudgy, like a fat psychic.
I don't know.
Oh, you call him a fortune teller.
I like that. I've also got one. What do you call a bee that's from the USA?
I don't know what.
A USB.
All right, I got one more. Ready? What do you call it when a group of apes starts a company?
Will that be with Microsoft?
No, it'd be monkey business.
Monkey business. I like that.
What did the police officer say to his belly button? You're under the vest.
I saw a couple and I just wrote down the B ones, and I'm like,
I saw so many yesterday. I it was hilarious. I had here. You want a music one really quick? I got a good one. What do you call an angry musician flipping everybody the bird?
I don't know.
A songbird.
He's
a musician.
I like that.
I knew you would enjoy that one. So it is Wednesday, otherwise known as Hump Day, and we are having our Wonders of Women. We've decided to call it WOW, Wonders of Women. We are going to have conversations every Wednesday about the female body, from mental health, emotional health, diet health, to exercise health, to, guess what? We're going to talk about the boobies. Why? Because Ilse has been going, yeah, because we can! So, yeah, I was like, no, Ilse, don't!
I got you, don't worry.
My heart skipped 2 beats. we are excited because it is hump day. It is the middle of the week. We are looking forward to being able to get over the hump of the week. I hope everybody's found their person, because guess what? It doesn't matter who you are. As long as you get through this, you get to the end of the week, you're bringing positivity, joy, and smiles to people's life. It could be something as small as holding a door to as easy as pushing your children down the stairs so you smile. Don't do that. Don't do that at all. Please don't do that. Nobody do that. Ilse's giving me... Huh?
Push your
I didn't hear you.
down the stairs. Do you want to know what Ryan's making us to eat again? He's just
read it to me. Read it to me. He is such a good chef.
Good morning, delight heads. Is it chola French toast? I'm just going to say French toast. This fancy words. French toast, blueberries, strawberries, bananas, blackberries with honey and whipped cream. I'm hungry.
What?
Again.
Like, I have to be honest. Part of me thought you were going to cry. It sounded so good.
I'm like holding back the tears here because I really just see this French toast with all these yummy things on, and I'm like,
he has this mind for food. So the way Ryan and I met each other is when I had my health food restaurant. He was a student at the local college, and he came in to eat every now and then with his classmates. And he always ordered, always got food. Some people just got water because they're college kids. He would get food, and him and I started a bet, okay? And it was just a game for Ryan and I. I would make smoothies, healthy smoothies for him, and he would have to tell me everything in it. I'd tell him 5, and that meant there was 5 ingredients, or 1. And he'd have to tell, or I did more than 1, 2, and he'd have to figure out what the 2 were and what the hidden thing was. And if he could figure it out, Ryan would get his drink for free that day. If he couldn't figure it out, everything that's in there, guess what? He had to pay for his whole meal. So it was a game Ryan and I played for a whole long time, and now him and I are just buddies. And Sherry, you don't have to be good at cooking. Guess what the best part is? Ryan's able to play with the food and teach us how to make it, where he teaches me how to cook, even though I was the one that always made him breakfast. So, no, do not say you're not good at this. I won once. You won more than once.
I won once. Wow.
You were
Ryan. Once is enough.
That's more than I've won the lottery, buddy. But in all seriousness, it was a game we played, and he wanted to be able to find a way to get the healthier foods in him. And it was a way of just goofing around and having fun with it. He'd be like, there's spinach in here. Yes. There's kale in here. Yes. Strawberries? No. I don't know that. It was a fun game. It made him think about all the other things. And Ryan's a foodie. So for him to taste it all like that, it made it fun. With his French toast, his Cholula French toast up there. Cholula. He literally makes this stuff and writes it to us because he makes it from scratch for himself. And I'm going to make him start sending us pictures, just because then when he puts them on his Instagram every now and then. And yeah, Ryan, what are you at right now weight-wise? Because Ryan's lost quite a bit of weight. He was down 80-some pounds recently. Let us know where you're at, my friend, because you're doing amazing work, and I'm very proud of everything you're doing. Now, Ilse, back to hump day. It is the middle of the week. It is Wednesday. We've already got a few dad jokes in here and made each other laugh. We've already got Lauren in the background going to look up at us now, wondering why we're talking about her already. Hi, Lauren. You'll be on soon. Don't worry. We do the first hour of goofing around. I have usually someone in the background helping. He's traveling today. So, Lauren, you might come in early. I'm going to look back at you. And if I get a thumbs up, I'll bring you in early and you play with us all day. So I look forward to it. She already gave me a thumbs up. Should we bring her in early? Just play with her all day? Lauren, you're good with playing with us?
She has to come in and tell a dad joke.
Oh, is that okay, Lauren? Oh, all right. I'll give you a minute. Let me tell you this. It
doesn't have to be a dad joke, Lauren. Any joke.
Any joke. And Ryan, you're down to 277. Good job, my friend. I'm proud of you, buddy. Keep kicking ace. Keep kicking some ace. So, Lauren, if you're ready with a dad joke, let me know, and I'll bring you in, and we'll have some fun with you. Oh, she's laughing. All right, I'll wait till I see a thumbs up. So, Ilse, it is Hemp Day. Are you ready for your random hemp fact?
I am. Give it to me.
Don't do that on Hump Day. Come on, that's not the right words.
Give it to me, baby.
So
Everybody knows that song.
oh yeah. So hemp. I've talked about how it was in the Constitution. One of the pages on the Constitution was written on hemp paper. We've talked about the benefits of it building a house and how you can actually use hemp roots to be able to create stronger bricks. We've talked about how the hemp plant absorbs more CO2 pollution on 1 acre than 10 acres of trees, and how there's all these statistics and facts that are coming out from our government showing the benefits of this plant. Are you ready for this? So your body produces a ton of different cannabinoids and stuff already. Science has shown this over the last few years, the more it's becoming legalized. The thing that's interesting is everybody's all about proteins, especially when we get into our wellness of our body, our mind, and our whole spirit, right? Did you know that the hemp plant actually contains the highest sources of protein for your body that your body will naturally be able to break down and help you be able to enhance yourself? So let me elaborate on that. When you go into a store and you're buying that vanilla protein powder, okay, or whatever protein powder, okay, and you're mixing it with your drink to get more proteins and get more stuff for your body for the best you, if you did not know, you could actually have the hemp plant be broken down. It's a protein in itself. It's the whole plant. Oh, I'm getting a thumbs up. All right, Lauren, 1 second. I got you. So you break that down and your body is going to be able to take this plant, and be able to help you start getting the better proteins, breaking down fats, and really moving your body in the best direction without any high, without any problems. And if you're not allergic to it, because I'm allergic to hops, so I can't drink beer, but I can smoke weed, as weird as that is. But don't smoke weed.
Goodness.
Right? So I say all of that to say, guys, every Wednesday there's another fact about hemp, because it's our hemp day. There's another fact about women, which Lauren's going to have fun with us on in a second. And Elsa is always coming in because next month, 2 days from now, is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And we want to make sure we focus on that. We want to bring a lot of attention to it, to bring that positive side up, to bring that positive side out, and explain what's going on and what myths and things are out there by interviewing doctors and all that to give you all the best we can. I'm allergic to beer too. Thank God for whiskey. Thanks, Bob. All right. Lauren, I'm not reading your bio. You're playing with us at first, and then we'll read your bio when we're doing the actual interview. Sound good? She gave me that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please do us a favor and help with our guest co-host today. She's going to play with us here and be interviewed, Miss Lauren, and if I mess up your last name, blame Ilse, Lepay.
Blame me.
Well, it didn't bring you in. There you are, Miss Lauren. Hello. Switch this. Give her the big screen. Look at those glasses. You look on Bleak, girl. I love it.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Good morning. Sorry we're all this energy, but we want to make sure we bring a positive atmosphere in everybody. And I'm always a lot of energy. It's the ADHD in me. So, Lauren, do you have a joke for us?
I have a couple. I'm trying to decide which one I should go with.
You give them all.
This
not
is
one.
And we're not going to yell at you for swearing. You get an F word, and nobody's going to care. You swear as much as you want. Just make sure I know that you're going to. If you drop more than one F word, you're taking one of ours. So we all get one.
Okay.
Go ahead, Lauren. All right, give me a joke. I'm ready.
My partner asked me to stop singing Wonderwall. I said, maybe.
That was, hey.
I like that. Maybe, baby.
There we go.
100%. I like it. You are.
I like music jokes. Why
do you like music jokes, Elsa? Tell her why.
Because I like music, and music is my love language. Music is and music is just amazing. It gets you to express feelings that you can't say in words without a melody.
And
it's the universal language, correct?
It is.
Yes.
It is. You can literally listen to anything. Can I bring a comment up?
You have control of the show with me.
So that is my beautiful girl, my daughter, who wrote me a comment in Afrikaans. So I'm going to read it in Afrikaans and then I'll tell you guys what it means. It says, "Hallo my mooiste mama in die hele wye wêreld." And it means, "Hello my prettiest mom in the whole wide world." How pretty is that? Hello my liefie.
Oh, that's so adorable.
Love that. Ilse, I want to actually tap a fun area right now. All right. Lauren's new to the show. She's coming on and she's being very vulnerable. And I thank you for that. Coming on early and playing with us. So one of the things we do on Wednesdays is we really focus on awareness and of health and wellness. And something that's interesting, we learned a couple weeks ago from a doctor about breast cancer and how bras are one of the linking cause with breast cancer. And he has 25 years of research with this. So we wanted to start something, and it's not being a creepy, perverted guy or a Marine that wants to see boobs or anything. It's we want to talk about health and wellness. I mean, don't get me wrong. A good pair of boobs is a good pair of boobs. But see, I'm glad she nods with that. She's like, yeah, true. But Ilse, the doctor talked to us about no bras and how his wife hasn't worn a bra in years and what the benefits are of that. So now Ilse openly on air has said, I'm willing to go bra free. And she's gone for about a month now. And what we're doing is
3 weeks today.
Perfect. Oh, yeah, it is 3 weeks today. But on October 13th, we're actually bringing the doctor back, and we're going to be talking more about breast cancer because that is International Breast Cancer Awareness Day. And our goal is to have as many women as they can go bra-free for 1 month to see how they feel. And don't get me wrong, I'm a guy. I can't understand it the same way you guys do, you ladies do. But all I know is I've been engaged, I've been married, and I know at the end of the day when that bra comes off, you're done with the day. So imagine if you could actually help yourself healthy, happy, and be able to know what you're doing. Ilse, tell us a little bit about the benefits you've seen so far so Lauren gets excited to go bra-free for her and her partner.
Okay, so the first one that I've noticed now in the long run, which is a more long-term and you won't see it in the first week or so, is that it's definitely firmer. It's not as saggy as it is. Because as Sydney explained, it's like a muscle. So now it's literally firming up because it's pulling itself up and you're working the muscle. But pain-wise and irritation-wise and just the discomfort that a bra gives you, I usually didn't make it until up to the house. I usually, when I get into my car at work, already take off my bra because I know I'm not going to get out anywhere, because it's one of the things that irritate you the most during the day. There's never a moment when you're wearing a bra and you think, oh, wow, it feels like I'm not wearing a bra. You definitely know that you're wearing a bra always, especially if you're looking for the support of the perky boobs and all that. You have to wear tight fitting bras and clothes, and it's made such a difference in just in general the feeling I have and not having that marks on my body when I take it off and everything. So there's more benefits than there is anything else.
With that being said, Ilse, I know we've talked about your self-confidence with this. At first, being out in public without a bra, it did have a little bit of, you were cautious. You said you'd walk around and you were nervous. I can understand that. You've had this for 30-some plus years and you've been wearing them. So now all of a sudden you're not wearing it in public. How are you feeling after 3 weeks? Are you more confident there? Are you feeling more understanding?
I actually had a meeting without a bra today. I actually had a meeting. The person that I had a meeting with, I don't think he knows that I didn't have a bra on, so I'm sorry. Some information
Why are you
might not wanted to know, but I didn't have a bra on today. But the meeting went well, so I don't know if it's because I didn't have a bra on. Who knows?
We're going to just leave that one right there.
But why do you feel you have to apologize for that?
I don't know. That's
Get her, Lauren.
question. That's a very good question. I think it's so imprinted on women's minds that and a lot of women that have body dysmorphia and all that already have an issue with their bodies. And I mean, you can, if you speak to anybody that has had, they call it, what do they call it? It's when they remove your breast because of breast cancer. Yeah, so a lot of women that go through that and not having breast, the first thing that they say is that I want implants because I don't feel like a woman because I do not have boobs. So it psychologically it makes such a impact on your body that you actually feel like you need to apologize because you're not wearing the correct underwear, and it's actually so sad because you're not even wearing it for them, you're wearing it for yourself to feel better about yourself.
But I'm with Lauren on this one, and I'm coming from a male's perspective, so please know I'm saying this with respect, and I'm going to stop saying that because you ladies can guess that I'm coming from a good side on this, and if you don't, yes, I like boobs, but I want you healthy instead. But Ilse, when you're in public, if somebody's judging you by not wearing a bra and all that, they're showing their insecurities or their weaknesses. It's not you. And if a guy can't see that maybe you're not wearing one and then turns around and he can't stop staring, that might be an indication to walk away from anything there because that guy doesn't have boundaries. Just saying, guys, if your girl bends over and you can see anything, do yourself a favor. And the minute she starts turning, look away and act like you're doing something else. Don't stare. It's inappropriate. It's uncomfortable. And after you're caught, you're uncomfortable. So with that being said, I like that Ilse is so honest about this. I can't do it because nobody wants to know if I wear a bra or not. But I think it's ironic that, like, we started this conversation, and since then, I've had some weird ads come up. I've had lingerie ads on my Facebook come up. I've had all these random things. But what's interesting to me is all of them had articles that linked back to breast cancer. And it wasn't about marketing the stuff. It was about what the science is out there. And I thought that was weird how all of a sudden my algorithm changed to more of this. Now, Lauren, I know you had a diagnosis. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a little bit about you've gone through a lot of things in your bio. Even it talks about you had a cancer diagnosis of stage 3 melanoma. I wanted to make sure I read it right, and I wrote my notes down. With that being said, how have you kept yourself going and being a positive light? Because there are times, especially through cancer, where it's easy to take a dip.
Yeah, it's... Oh, well,
I'm starting you off so heavy. I'm so sorry.
Just on the bra thing, though, I've not worn an underwired bra for years, like 4 years.
Have you noticed a difference? And I'm not asking, like, yeah. This is gonna sound weird, but did they get perkier? Did they tighten up, like Ilse said?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I've always been okay in that department, so. I
love that answer. Sorry, go ahead.
So it's not that's not what I was looking for. It's more to do with, one, the comfort, and two, the science behind, the biology of not wearing an underwear bra. It was my husband actually that said to me, "Stop it. Don't wear. You're not wearing that." I literally don't even own any. I think I may own 2 actually that are still in the back of the drawer. I just don't wear them. So I wear, like, they still look pretty, but they're like slightly tighter. They're not completely loose, but like little crop tops. What I would have expected years ago to have, that I would have worn as a child, like when I'd grown out of the vest before it was bra time, the ones that you want to wear to feel like you're a grown up. That now to me is the grown up bra.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, you can buy them now, and they're really, some of them are really beautiful, but they're not underwired. There's no hooks. You can make it tighter. It's just like a fitted top.
Interesting.
I
Which
like
makes me
that. Maybe I must start looking for that, because sometimes there's some outfits that you just can't wear without a bra. I
Well,
mean,
some
I've
of them are
got
just
a dress.
too risky. Some of them, if you want to
Yes.
wear something particularly nice, it's just like, well, actually, I'm going to have to be like this all night, because if it moves slightly, if it moves a little bit much and a boob slips out, the boob stays there. The top doesn't go back over it. It doesn't go. So,
Right.
if you want to, just for a little bit of extra security in some clothing, it's just, and sometimes it feels nice to wear something nice underneath as well.
It does.
What's your confidence? Did you ever have that self-consciousness, especially first starting without the bra? Guys staring at you, people maybe making you feel inappropriate. And did you just have a point where you're like, F it, and I'm just going to I'm Lauren. Nobody gets to tell me anything else other than Lauren.
I've pretty much always been a little bit like that, one. Two, it started when I was living in Morocco. So you just wouldn't bother wearing one anyway. I was either in a bikini or in, some clothes out there. And if I went out in the evening, it was like a nice dress or something that doesn't require anything underneath, or an outfit that specifically you didn't want to wear anything underneath. So the start of my journey was in a different environment. I must admit that it was very, very comfortable and just an obvious thing to do.
I like that you're so honest with this. Like, I didn't know how this was gonna go, and I was enjoying your facial features in the back. Like, you're like, yeah, I loved it. So, but the honesty on that is a thing that a lot of women in particular need to hear, but men do too. Because I thought the interview we had with the doctor. Have you seen Jurassic Park?
Yes.
The movie. Do you remember the guy that was the old gentleman with the cane that created Jurassic Park?
Yes.
He looked like him, and he was the one telling us all about the bras and all these, and he was phenomenal. He was talking about his wife and how she's a doctor. What made me laugh is I hit a point, and he's older, and I go, so what you're telling me is because of it being a private area, men shouldn't wear underwear. And this guy in his late 70s easily goes, I don't wear underwear. And I just started laughing because...
Did he say something like, let the balls hang free or something like that? What did he say?
Let the balls hang low. Let the balls hang low. And I just literally, my eyes got as big as the screen, and I'm just like, I don't have a rebuttal to that because that was really well said. And when the guy for the created Jurassic Park wants to tell me this, I'm going to say, all right, let the balls hang low. So I'll let it go, He would know.
Knows what he's talking about.
Right? He saw Jurassic Park balls, so he knows what they're like, But he has this energy that he presented it and wanted to really bring out a positive thing. To hear that there's other people doing this already and knowing about this, it makes me proud to know that women are getting this information out, because he definitely was fearful. He was sitting there saying how they get a lot of pushback, a lot of negative stuff, because you're going against a fashion industry and the health industry when you start trying to talk about cancers and removing things. As that's being said, Lauren, you were raw, you were honest. And by the way, where are you? I didn't look up your location. I love your accent. I'm guessing England.
Yes, I am in England.
Because you also said partner. And then you said husband. And I was catching that going, wait a minute. Did she say partner, or is she saying partner, husband? Because in the US, they just say husband, wife, stuff like that. And with the accent, I wanted to ask, is that a cultural thing there where you say partner, or is that just you being you?
At the beginning, it was very specifically using the term partner in my joke so that it didn't take anyone out of the situation. But then when I'm talking of myself, yes, it's my husband.
I love that. So, Ilse.
Yes, Mr. Crouchy.
First off.
Hello, Kevin.
No. So, Ilse and I, every Wednesday, we do workouts. We don't have a workout person today, but that's because it's been a long, thank goodness. Her and I were ready to pass out last few times, and it's getting back in.
Once. You're such a liar. We exercised once.
I did it more than once because I've been on the show longer. But we worked out and almost died. I lost 20 pounds last week, Ilse. I don't know about you. I've gained like 18 back. That's the benefit of being sick.
About my house because I've gained them again.
Oh my God. We are working our brains today. I love that, Jeannie. Working our brains. I love it. With that being said, Lauren, what is going on in England right now that maybe the rest of the world doesn't catch? Are you guys, how's lockdown going? You don't have to go vaccine or anything, but there's a lot of stress going on in the world, and you're in a part of the world that...
The vaccine is strong. I had mine really early on because I'm under the extremely vulnerable list because of my cancer. 1 second. Thank you. Need to charge my laptop.
That was awesome. Is that your son or your husband?
My husband.
Oh, he looks young. Get him back here. I want to say hi. Tell him thank you.
He is 10 years younger.
I'm gonna 10 years younger, baby. Raise him with the hand.
What is his name?
He's Italian. It's Michele.
Michele.
Younger and Italian. I'm moving to
Lauren, you got younger and Italian? Like, girl, teach us your secrets so every woman learns.
Be yourself, be open and honest, and have fun.
I love that.
That is awesome. That is awesome. All right, Lauren, you are out here, you're doing these things. Talk to us about the vaccine again. You were saying you went and got it early because of the fact that you wanted to, you were getting covered. You're a high risk. Have you got the booster? Is there a lockdown? Is there a mask mandate? I only ask because every state in the United States is different and South Africa is different. So we talk to our guests just to see how people are doing and try to bring positive spots to it.
Okay, so it's not mandatory to have the vaccine, but it has been made legal for companies to say that their staff have to have the vaccine. So I have friends that have lost their job because they don't want the vaccine. And that's been made legal to happen. I don't know many that haven't had the vaccine. One of my siblings hasn't. He doesn't want it. The other one is a performer and he's all over the place and traveling. So he has had it for ease of travel. Everyone that isn't having it for different reasons. It's no one is against anyone's decision, which I'm really pleased about. It's really nice to actually see that people are just very genuine with their responses, whether someone has or hasn't had it. Until it gets down to the employment part, where some companies will say, actually, you can't stay working here unless you get the vaccine, which is the start, I think, of something that's going to grow and become more and more of a thing globally. I think that's the thing that everyone also has to understand. I'm going to put myself on the line here, aren't I? That it's not something that's happening in one state in the US or one continent. It is a global thing. It's not, the leaders of the world, I really don't think have got together, come up with this plan and to do things. It is just something that they're rolling out globally. So it's, we have, the only people that are screaming about things are saying to do with our government. And I'm like, that's the most ridiculous argument ever, because it's not our government. It's it's all the leaders of the world. So you can
everywhere. Even in South Africa, they're doing the same. They're not forcing the people to take it, but they are telling them that if you do get COVID and you do not have the vaccine, they will not give you your sick leave, paid sick leave. You have to take annual leave and things like that. So they're actually like taking away things that will help them when they get sick to force them to get the vaccine.
Right, okay. That's an interesting way around. We have other problems in England. It's not just to do with COVID. So we still suffer. I'm still putting myself on the line here with the exit from Brexit, shall we say?
Yes.
So
yes.
This week we ran out of petrol and diesel in the country.
Wait, what? Repeat that. I'm sorry, because there's a lot going on around the world, and I haven't heard that yet in England.
We were 100,000 HGV drivers short, and different things at different ports were stopping people coming in with things, and there was a shortage on fuel. So there were people queuing for hours trying to get to the only petrol station that had any left. Then petrol stations were closed. Now they're starting to reopen again, but we've had to deal with that this week as well. I've got friends that the children haven't been able to go to school. So on top of everything that's happened over the recent months, lockdown, no school, schools closed, XYZ, take time off, someone in your class has got COVID. You now can't go to school because the car has no fuel. And it's not mummy and daddy's fault. It's honestly
Right?
one thing after another. It's just, you know what? I don't watch the news. I just.
Where do you get your news?
Basis. Sorry?
Where do you get your news? I'm sorry I interrupted you there. Where do you get your news? Because everybody's looking for outlets, but everybody has different ones. And some people are like, oh, I get my news from TikTok. I get my news from Facebook. I get my news. I did not throw you under a bus there. Like, I left it open.
Under that bus. That's me. I love TikTok.
I'll talk to you about TikTok in a minute then. I get my news mostly from, I don't know, maybe Clubhouse. I use Clubhouse.
Oh, we also in Clubhouse.
I'm new to Clubhouse too. So I want to get back to Clubhouse. Keep talking to us though.
So I get a lot of my news from there. I'm in rooms and host rooms every morning, Monday to Friday. So there's always something topical that comes up. And I'm lucky, my team and people talk to me about things that are going on. I know if there's a bus strike because I get a message saying we can't come to work today, there's a bus strike, or any local news like that. I have alerts on my phone that have got tag points so that if there's anything specific, I get notified. If it's about COVID, I get notified anyway because I'm vulnerable. So I get informed anyway of any major changes. So anything that I need to know, I know it's coming to me. Anything else that I don't need to know, I don't want to know.
I think that's fair. All right, so I'm going to pull this one up and you answer it. Sarah Nelson says, what's Clubhouse? I could explain it, but I have to be honest, I'm not very good at it. I go in, I open up my app and I see if I follow you on Clubhouse, I would see where you're in, I would go to it, and I don't know why, but if I know somebody in there and they're on stage, they all pull me up on stage and just have me muted. And I think that's really nice. It's supposed to be a compliment, but I don't know what I'm doing in there. So I just sit there and I put my headphones on and I keep working in the background and listen to what they're saying.
It's like an interactive podcast.
That's what everybody says. Yes. But nobody I've ever seen go live. They're all like live, but then they're playing like inspirational videos or having an inspirational conversation about a podcast. And I'm just wondering if I'm following the wrong ones.
75% of my clientele has currently come from Clubhouse.
No effing way. No effing way. Lauren, you're going to teach me so much.
That doesn't count. Does that surely count as actually using the F word?
He's
saving his F word. That is him just using half a F word so he can use 3 or 4.
I was the kid in school right? I'm the kid in school that found how to bend the rule just right where the teachers get irritated. So, I follow Jay Shetty, and I love his stuff, but his crew only plays his old speeches. It's not him going live. So that's why I'm like, maybe I'm doing something wrong. With people who've never used Clubhouse and don't know that they could just download it really easily, create an account, how would they get started on that? Because if you're getting 75%, Lauren, I want to make out with your husband for that, because that's an incredible number.
He's not a fan of Clubhouse.
So why is he getting the French kiss there?
Because she's married to him. I can't kiss her, so I gotta kiss her husband just to make it fair.
But you can't go on Clubhouse unless you're invited, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that's now changed. So originally it was iPhone, iPhone only by invite. Then they added in Android, and now they've taken away the need for an invite. So anyone can join Clubhouse. In the UK, it is 95% used for business.
And the other 5%?
95% of the users in the UK are on the app for business. It is such high concentration of possible morning kiss or
Thanks, Lauren. She read that perfectly too. But 95%, like that's a huge number. Have you seen that be because of COVID? People went just to that to communicate easier? Is like that just seems like I did not know it was that big of a thing right now.
Well, it's absolutely huge. Well, TikTok is the most downloaded app TikTok is the most downloaded social media app of all time right now. The most right now. There are 8 billion people in the world. 4 billion people are on TikTok.
Gee.
Think of that.
Half the population of the world.
Yeah, exactly that.
Like,
so TikTok is huge. And it's something that I haven't put myself into yet, but it starts next week with trialing out TikTok, which is why I was like, oh, I told you about that. But Clubhouse for business is absolutely incredible. So some of the rooms, so let's use today, for example. I was in a room for few hours this morning, and we were talking about essential business metrics. So what is it in your business that you need to track to enable a fluid running business and business for growth? So it's a conversation, and it's also all around giving the tips and advice. People can ask questions or people can share. I then ran another room, which was a follow-on from there, which I titled "How Not to Leave Money on the Table." So so it opened up that conversation a little further. I then ran a room, I run all with different groups of people. Confidence versus arrogance, which was our brunch show. So talking. So we do controversial chat Monday and Wednesday brunch in the UK. Yeah, confidence versus arrogance. We had a room on Monday that was titled "How Not to Be a Dick."
You just became my new best friend.
Like she said that with such fluently too. So the whole premise was not to be a dick, and then she looked right in the camera, and I love it. It's because that's what it is. Because there's a difference between cocky and confident. There's a huge difference on that stuff. Keep going. I don't even have a question because I loved the role you were going on. I'm sorry I interrupted.
No, that's absolutely fine. And then that's a variety of rooms. That's just today. What else have I got going on today? I've got the app open here in front of me right now. The important thing to do on Clubhouse, if you're interested, is to follow the people you like to listen to. And by doing that, you will curate your hallway. Then all the rooms that you see will be the rooms that those people are in talking on stage, which means you always end up in the rooms you like. Don't just follow the people with big names. Yes, that's great, but you're never going to get on the stage having the communication in those big rooms. So start off going into any room you like, but do put yourself into some of the smaller rooms and get yourself on stage and on mic and speak, because it's such a community, and everyone is given opportunity to speak. Well, in most of the rooms that I go in, I've built such an incredible group of friends from it, lifelong friends. 2 of my closest friends made on Clubhouse. They're now a couple. It's amazing. I've met up with them all. Loads of us, 40 of us, were away a couple of weekends ago for a conference. We will be meeting up again on the 16th of October for a comedy night where we all get together and we go out together. We take over a private members club, and it's just all of us being together, pure networking. I have never left an event without a new connection, without a business opportunity.
Really?
And that's what it's all about. Even even my meeting that I had this morning, I had a meeting with a friend of ours they're starting a podcast and a production studio where they're going to do the music and everything, and with him as well, what they're doing is just trying to get everybody together and network so that connection can help somebody else and help somebody else and help somebody else. And I think that's the new way of finding customers. It's not like the old cold call and phoning and all that. It's literally just having conversations with people and people deciding there and then that they want to deal with you because they see what kind of person you are.
Absolutely. And because none of it is pre-recorded, it's all in the moment. It's just like this. You can catch some great golden nuggets of people thinking on the spot and seeing the reality of a human and what it means to them. And that's how you build such great rapport with people, either as a friend or as a business connection. There are rooms that you go in and it's, speed connecting, and you can tell people who you are, what you do, who you want to look for. So if you're looking for a hire, or if you're looking for someone to do some translation for you, or to build a website, or to design you a new mug, cup, I don't know, you can go into these rooms and say, I need someone to do that. And if there's no one there, someone will message you and say, I'm not the person, but this person is. It's an amazing, global platform to allow people to connect from all around the world.
I think we must go more on Clubhouse. I think we must maybe go more on Clubhouse as well.
So I ask this because Spotify just released their version of Clubhouse. It is called Green Room. Mm-hmm. Yes, I got to be a part of the beta, so I get to go live on there and all that. I can't put it in my StreamYards, but it's interesting because I was like, well, I already have a following on StreamYards, on Spotify. Do I just use that instead of Clubhouse? But I'm understanding you can go live on Clubhouse and do the same thing we're doing here at the same time as Green Room. So would it be bad to do both? Or should I probably leave Green Room more for bands and music?
I think we are absolutely in the era of audio, and I think that is the way forward. I think that you want to build a following on one or the other platform. I think you will end up, because there is a different reaction, different type of person in different places, and if you are trying to please them both, you're just diluting what you can offer. So I definitely think that you need to stick to one or the other and have a stronger connection and build that community in one place. You can't build the community at the same time in both places.
Good point. I think that's a great answer for that. That makes complete sense. What is your Clubhouse name? I was trying to get ready to share it for everybody.
It is literally Lauren Lepley, I think. Hold on, let me check. Oh, Lauren Lepley-Caldon. Oh no, it's the @ symbol. The handle is Lauren Lepley. Just simple as that. LaurenLepley. Like that? Yeah.
Boom. Guys.
As soon as I'm done, I'm going to follow you.
Yep, me too. My phone's charging behind me and having a puppy sleep on it right now. So I'll have to take care of that later. Lauren, I have a very tricky question for you. Did your husband not want to come on air because he ran away pretty fast and didn't want to come back?
He doesn't like doing any of these things. I'm also in my wellness center, which means this is my coaching cupboard. Welcome to my coach. I get put here to do things like this where I need peace and quiet, where no one is going to bother me. I say that, but I think more to the point, it's when I can't annoy other people, because when everyone's working, I talk to everyone else, and they're like, Lauren, we've got. And then I say, have you done this? They're like, no, you're still talking to me. So.
Sorry, that was great.
So I get put down here. Actually, it is good for me because it does mean that I don't get distracted either. And so Michele is upstairs. What's the time? 4 o'clock. He's upstairs because we have a cafe and different things. So there will be things that he's doing. It's not just completely ignoring me.
You have a cafe like where people can come and have coffee and I'm going to England. I'm going to Lauren's Cafe. You coming with?
Okay, so it's a complete wellness center. We're the only sustainable cruelty-free wellness center in the UK with 360 Health. So I have a gym, yoga studios, holistic health, treatment rooms, a creche, and a plant-based cafe.
I was reading your bio and saw all of that, and I had questions for that. We're already diving into the interview. I love it, but so Lauren, have you always been health and wellness, or was it when you met Michele? Am I saying that right, Michele?
Michele.
Michele.
Yeah.
L-A. Perfect. Michele. I spelled it the way I would spell it, so I remember it. Michele, like a Starbucks person would, Michele. Like, so, have you always been health and wellness? Have you always cared about people? And talk to me. What got you into this? Why did you do this? And
what happened?
How is business going?
Okay, so I started. I went to university, studied film direction. I went to, my first job was in TV commercials. I stayed in advertising, did long form branded content, writing concept for TV shows, and then looking at affiliate marketing, email marketing, online work. And then I ended up running some of those businesses. So I ended up as a consultant, as an operations director in luxury fashion PR. That then I worked in the space of like music events and celebrity management within that space. But having a consultancy, I've always been into the wellness side of things, but I used to work hard, play hard. But I did also like train at the gym. I always had some kind of sporting event going on, but I really burnt myself out, and that's when I moved to Morocco. And I didn't think I'd ever come back to the UK. I decided I wanted to get my qualification to train personal training so that I could train the women in Morocco, because for religious reasons, the women cannot be trained by men, but there was no female trainer to train the women to be the trainer to do the training of the women. So I was going to go back to the UK, get my qualifications and go back to Morocco. Then when I was in the UK, I met Michele. And I decided not to go back into business. I wanted to carry on being a personal trainer. I wanted to make other people feel better and have a moral stance and good value, have good values in my life, be principled rather than what I would say is, please, I'm putting myself on the line a lot here, the ugly world of celebrities and the immoral world of what happens in that world monetary wise. And I didn't want to go back into it. So I chose to go into health and wellness, and I studied nutrition. I studied fitness. I studied NLP for the mind, all encompassing from all angles. So then I decided, I really miss my business brain. So I pulled it all together. And so now I do business within wellness.
That is so amazing. I don't know if this is well, I'm just going to ask the question, and I hope I'm not offending anybody, but what makes your wellness program different from other people's wellness programs? Because we see quite a bit out there. So what makes your approach to wellness a step up from any other wellness coach?
Okay, so wellness, well-being for me is internal and external. It's about looking after yourself and the surroundings that you are in. So it's social, environmental, mind and body. Our values as a business. So we're called Aleafia, to be in a state or condition of good physical and mental health.
Is that what it means?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And so we absolutely stand by our values to be fully inclusive, non-intimidating, and to encourage well-being for all without the luxury price tag. So, yeah.
I pulled your website up. I'm sharing the link for it here. Just so I don't have anybody asking me and I say the wrong thing, what is an NLP?
What's NLP?
Yes.
NLP is a neuro-linguistic programming. So it's how the brain works with language and body, and spoken and body language, and how you can reprogram the way your mind can work to allow the reframing of things and putting yourself in a better position to as either a coping mechanism or new trail of thinking.
And then I have to ask, was it love at first sight with your husband? Oh, that's enough right there for me. All right, let's have some fun. So what did he do to woo you? I don't want to know now. All of a sudden, her face changed.
Okay.
Like,
Okay, just put it this way. We hooked up at the Christmas party.
Okay.
You just never will know.
And then from there, you
What
just
a
knew.
Christmas present.
Like, yeah, he wrapped it all up in a box and everything. Like, it was the best Christmas present she ever got. Unfortunately, he never went away. It's like a puppy now, you know? It's like
it's the gift that keeps on giving.
I think that is awesome, though. Thank you for your honesty. That was funny because your face changed. Like, oh shit, do I say this or not? So
I'm not very good at lying or making up stories, so never what you ask.
Do you want me to make one up for you? I could have fun with this. Like, yeah, I'm just kidding. No, she's.
Give me a new story to tell.
So there was work, and he was this cute guy that walked in one day, and you knew you couldn't get with him. So you organized in England an umbrella sharing program, and you two then decided you ran out of umbrellas, and he had to walk you to your car. Next thing you know, the raindrops dripped down his face just right that you couldn't help it.
Coming on.
Now, Lauren, we touched on a lot of your areas of your bio, and we haven't even read it yet. Ilse, would you do me a favor? Get her bio in the back, read it, and I'm going to pull up her website so we can talk to her about everything she's doing and bringing it up in the background so we can share people what's going on and have Lauren be able to tell us why her influence on the world is making such a huge impact.
We, well, as you guys seen, we've already started to interview Lauren. We have done things way otherwise today, but we like doing it like that. We are not normal. So I'm going to read this. It says, Lauren is the founder of, is it Aleafia. Oh, that's so cool. Wellness Center and social enterprise, Aleafia Wellbeing. After suffering burnout and a cancer diagnosis of stage 3C melanoma, she realized it was time to have a lifestyle change, and there wasn't a physical wellness community that had everything she needed in one space. She wanted to combine all the things she needed to survive and put under one roof. Everything in the space has played a part in her own journey of recovery and has been personally tried and tested. When not overseeing the physical space, the online corporate offering, and her social enterprise, she is also a successful business mentor and scale-up strategist for coaches and entrepreneurs in the health and wellness space. I feel like I'm saying this wrong. That word was founded as, I don't want to swear it, Aleafia was founded as a physical wellness center at the beginning of lockdown in March 2020 with some twist pivots and strategic pandemic turns today. It is now not only functional gym space, but a yoga studio, creche, holistic treatment center, and plant-based cafe based in North Devon. We provide an online corporate wellness platform, Aleafia On Demand, a library of well-being services such as nutrition, self-massage, fitness classes, live stream access to online classes for one-man band to companies of 5,000. About Aleafia Wellbeing Community Interest Company. In March 2021, we launched our social enterprise to support local communities and those who don't have access or knowledge about health and well-being. This offers monthly seminars and a 6-week local school youth program that covers anatomy, nutrition, movement, and mindfulness. They also collaborate with local sports teams. I'm so sorry that I butchered your company's name.
I want to ask, what was the hardest thing about going plant-based for you? Or was that the simplest thing? Like, what was the hardest thing of building this wellness center? From, was it hard for you to get into meditation? To, was it hard to go to vegetables? Was it hard to get into exercise? Or did your husband just be like, no, come here, baby, I take care of you. And he helps you get it all going. And he's like, I may cook for you. I just picture Italian guys cooking all the time and drinking wine.
Pasta, baby.
Yes, exactly.
Generally pizza or pasta. What was the hardest thing? Taking time out, resting.
Ooh.
Right.
Now, I love that you said that, because my next question was going to be burnout. Did you burn out because of rest, and how did the burnout affect you? Like, can you talk to us about that? Because I burned out not too long ago, and I've done that twice in my life, and I've done a lot of really big things, and I love being able to help people, but you can't always give to everybody and not have boundaries for yourself. And I had to learn that in a really hard way. And I'd love to hear from people who have had burnout and are able to give us the success story, because I'm looking at your website going, I can't afford her as a teacher, but I love what she's doing, and I'm going to be listening in on her stuff. So Lauren, with burnout, how did you get there, and how did you get out of it to be able to be an inspiration for people today?
I knew that I had burnt out when I was on a 4-hour train journey to my mum, crying, and said, please pick me up, I might die. I'd reached the point of complete exhaustion, mentally and physically, and I just wasn't able to compute at all. Nothing was matching up, nothing was working. And you know, I loved what I thought I'd loved what I was doing. I was on the career ladder and doing all of these things, ticking all the boxes that I'm supposedly supposed to do according to society, and doing everything I possibly could to do that. And yeah, I just was on the way to my mom, said, Mom, you got to come and get me. Like, I'm going to die. I don't know. I don't know how this can end any other way. I don't know. I can't see any other possible outcome to this other than this is the end. This is the finish. There's not another step I can take. And then 4 days later, after spending time at my mum's, I went back to work and just thought, oh, okay, that was cool. That, you know, dealt with that. Only to realize another.
No, you didn't. You slept.
I slept for 4 days. Had some good food. Had a bit of love from my mum and my family. And then thought, oh, all right, then I've got a bit of energy back now. Oh, okay. And because I was so used to burning on minimal fuel, and the basis of, you know, such a fine line of nothing, that I was like, oh, that's normal again. And I went back to work, and then another couple of months later, I was like, oh no, that didn't work. Like this, I'm not getting things right. I'm making mistakes. Like, and you know, this isn't okay. This is like big company, big money, I can't make mistakes. And rather than be fired from everywhere because it looked like I didn't care, don't want to use my F word up, because I didn't care, I went on holiday, and I went on holiday to Morocco for a couple of weeks and thought, right, okay, just go surfing, just have a good time. And whilst I was there, I realized that I didn't want to work. And for the first time in 7 years, whilst I was on holiday in Morocco in September 2015, I didn't open my computer or reply to an email for the first time in 7 years. And that led me to understand that I was very privileged. I've been to many places in my life, but nowhere had ever made me want to just be there until I went to Morocco. Hence, from that holiday, I closed my consultancy and I packed a bag, and 2 days before Christmas that year, a couple of months later, I moved to Morocco.
I like that, and I like the part where you said when you got there, you got this feeling that you do not want to work. I have that same feeling, and it's not because I'm not lazy. I do not want to spend my time doing things that I don't like, and working for a company in a 9-to-5 was not something that I liked. I've done it for years and years and years, but it's not something that I like. How did you get to, okay, but wellness is what I wanted to do, and that is something that I want to spend my time building. How did you get to that? Was it due to the burnout and then you started living more healthy, or?
yeah, I started living more healthy, but not because I changed anything about my diet or my exercise. I just extracted all the partying, all the drinking, and all of the late nights and everything else that comes with that roller coaster. Drink, drugs, sleepless nights. I took all of that away, and underneath from that, I had a healthy life. I didn't have to add anything else in. I was just, so I just carried on with what I had there, with some rest and with some self-awareness. If I could tell anyone to go away and do anything at all, is to practice waking up and being self-aware. If you can wake up each day and acknowledge who you are, where you are, how you feel in your mind, in your body, with the environment around you, you have every opportunity right there and then for the rest of that day to react or respond. And the way you feel in the morning will give you the inclination as to where you will naturally go that day. So you can then be aware in what actions you need to take for that day, which will put you in the best possible position. So success for me is to wake up motivated and go to bed satisfied that I've done that. So every day I'm successful, and everything else that comes with it is because I do that, because I'm self-aware.
What is your morning ritual? What is the first thing that you do when... I'm so sorry. Brandon wants to know, what is your morning ritual?
I had that like written down, and then I have why Morocco. So that was going to be my questions. Like, what made you choose Morocco? No, I'm muting you. Why Morocco? I love you, Ilse.
Well, I originally went to Morocco because it's close to the UK. It's got year-round sun, and I could go out off-season time and it'd still be warm. It's got good waves to go surfing, and I wanted something that allowed me to be active, as well as, I don't know, at the time I didn't realize I wanted culture, but the thing I took away the most, that I loved the most, was the culture. I have the biggest lessons in life from Morocco. Aleafia is Arabic. It's from we're living in Morocco.
Aleafia. I said it right.
You said it.
I did it.
Aleafia. Aleafia. Yeah.
I was going to ask what the origin of the word was, so I'm glad you answered that without me. But go ahead. Elsa was asking you about what your morning routine is. I'm going to switch it. What's your night routine?
Okay, well, funnily enough, my morning routine starts the night before.
You see? Please tell us more. Now I need to know.
Okay, so my morning routine starts the night before. I will get into bed before it's time to sleep, and I will make sure that I'm cozy but with a window open so the room is kept cool. I will not have, these glasses are blue light glasses, which make such a difference, and I sleep so much better. But I will do a brain dump every night. Sometimes it takes me 30 seconds. The other night, it took me 2.5 hours.
You'll do a what? Sorry to interrupt you. I didn't hear what you said. You'll do a
brain dump. So I've got a notepad next to my bed. So I literally dump everything that's going on in my head onto a pad. And the reason I do that is to stop my mind circling over things that I'm thinking about. If I write it down, then my brain knows that it's on the piece of paper and it doesn't need to repeat itself, and it will still be there in the morning so it can rest. I make sure I've not eaten a minimum of 2 hours before I go to bed, because I make sure that I track my sleep. I'm very strict about it because I want a good level of deep REM and light sleep. Deep sleep will allow my body to regenerate, and REM sleep is the stage where my brain will work on my memory and my focus. So I make, having a good night's sleep with good sleep cycle is very important to get all of those parts in. And then when I wake up, as I just said a moment ago, I ask myself, how am I feeling? I do self-awareness. I do some breath work. Nothing special. I just am aware of my breath. And I feel the difference between my left to my right side of my body. Do I ache anywhere? Did I sleep funny? Is there a crick anywhere? How does my mind feel? And I just do like a body scan, and I become really, really aware as to who I am, what position I'm in that day, how are my energy levels? Do I need to change anything today in my diary? Because my diary is led by, yes, what needs to be done, but more often than not, it's led by energy. So things that everything drains you of energy, but sometimes it's good, sometimes it's low. But I always make sure the first things in my diary are spaces of space. I put in my walk. I put in a couple of those a day. I start my day with a walk. I have lunch breaks in there. I have just blocks in my diary that don't have anything in it. That just means do nothing. But I even diarize do nothing, because if it's not in my diary, I don't do it. So yeah, and in the mornings after I've done my breathwork and my self-awareness, I do what I call my 1% method. Are you ready? Okay. So my 1% method is to spend 1% of my day to be 1% better than yesterday. 1% of my day is 14 minutes. There are 1,440 minutes a day. 1% of that is 14. So I commit to give myself at least 14 minutes a day, because I am worth at least 1% of my own time. And by doing that, I commit in that 14 minutes to something that is needed from my self-awareness that day to be 1% better than yesterday. Cumulatively, to think of the compound effect, to be 1% better every day than you were yesterday over the course of a year is 3,678% better. So yes, my morning routine consists of my 1% method. I want to be 1% better than yesterday. Do you want to be 1% better? Take that 14 minutes.
I love that. I love that idea, and I'm so happy that you shared it with us, because I don't think if you don't do the math and think about it like that, that people realize how little bit you have to put in to just be better. Mic drop, as Sherry said, mic drop. I have nothing.
I have nothing either, because in my head I'm going, like, you've heard of 10% happier and the apps like that, but 1%. I do a thing on here. I have a full sleeve Ninja Turtle tattoo, and it's me, it's my inner child reminding me to always be me. And I did that on purpose. Like, I wanted that. So when people see it, they're like, wait, what? And then I have fun conversations. But the reason I did it, a lot of people don't need to know, it's because of my mental health. I suffer from bipolar. And I thought yours is perfect, because I love how that 1% is 14 minutes and what a big difference that can make. For me, if you can get all 4 turtles in a week, that means, like, I have a calendar. I stick stickers on where I have to do things like meditate, exercise, eat right, and that's taking care of me. And if I do that every day, I get a sticker. And if I get all 4 turtles in a week, that means I've had one better day than bad days, guaranteed, just by getting all 4 turtles. And that way I keep building. You have 100, and I forget the exact number off the top of my head because it's written down, but it's literally, you have 100 plus more good days if you focus on just getting one more good day in a week than bad. And that was why I started doing my Ninja Turtle thing I did. And it sounds so childish, but like at the same point, it's not childish. It's one of these things where you're looking in at yourself, like that 1%. I missed the last part. If you do 1%, you're 3,678% better. That sounds like I'm saying it wrong.
No, that's true. So it's the compound effect.
Oh my God, that makes, because you said it and I was writing so fast I couldn't keep up. The compound percent. Oh my gosh, because that was like profound to me, because that 1% is one of these things that's such a little thing. People don't think about it. And how many times in a day do people say, oh, I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do that. I'm busy. 14 minutes. 14.
No matter where you are, who you're with, what you're doing, you've got 14 minutes that you can give yourself. But I've never met anyone that cannot do that.
It's 14 minutes.
That's the bare minimum. That's the bare minimum.
And that's the thing, though. It's the bare minimum, but like, I laugh, and yes, Sherry, I'm typing this out, Sherry. I'll put it in the comments in a second. But like, it is the bare minimum. But at the end of the day, think about a job. If you have a job at a Target, a Walmart, a store, you get a 15-minute break. You have a longer break at an 8-hour work day than you do taking time for 14 minutes for yourself. Like, you want us to take a step in the right direction. There's that first step. It's seeing that those, like, that's where my mind went for my employees, for everybody, is like, how do you get to that next step? And 14 minutes. So with that 14 minutes, obviously you have days where you do more. Like you were saying, you had a brain dump of 2.5 hours. You've had days where it's like 30 seconds and it's just like, and gone. What happens on days where you feel stuck and you're not able to like just get it out? I'm asking because I don't know if that even happens to you, and your face is saying it doesn't anymore, and I'm kind of nervous to ask this question now. But like, I get stuck sometimes writing, and I just have to write, and that's why I'm asking, because it's like I don't want to have that write something and then nothing comes out.
Okay, so because stuck is a thing, and you need to acknowledge that you're stuck and not fight the fact that you're stuck. If you allow yourself to be stuck, there is no problem, because being stuck is okay. It's the same as some days. It's just okay not to be okay. If today isn't the day that you need to do something, then today is not the day. It doesn't mean that tomorrow will be the same. So just be okay with at that moment, in that very time, that's not the moment that you need to be doing it. Stop pushing yourself to do something that your body is fighting. If it's fighting for a reason, just don't do it. So just don't do it.
If it doesn't make you happy, don't do it. I am with you on that. I do not like to do things that don't make me happy. I saw here on your website, on your blogs, you've got a thing that says rediscovering your purpose. Why do you say rediscovering? Do you think a lot of people are not living in their purpose?
Gosh, yes. So, okay, I'll put this to you. Giving you all my secrets in one moment here. So,
we know how to pull it out of the people.
So your purpose is serving others. Your passion is serving yourself.
Okay.
So we are all here to serve. Everything that anyone on the planet does serves someone. Some people only serve themselves, and others serve others. So rediscovering my purpose, because external pressures can make us believe that things aren't what they should be. When we are put ourselves into a position of open to influence, we step away from our purpose, our true center point, because any expectation, the fact that it's called an expectation, takes us away from our purpose, our true center. And it is impossible in this day and age, this era, to not have external implications into what it is that you're doing from a birth. You're still expected to lie a certain way in your cot that you become accustomed to, because that's where you keep being put. It's not your true natural way of sleeping, but you're still put that way. So it becomes habit, it becomes natural. So the longer that we do that, the further away we get from our center point, our purpose. So for me, it took a lot of unlearning. And I love the unlearning. Matthew McConaughey talks about unlearning, and unlearning is growth. Peeling back all the layers of that onion of what the world has, you're the center bit, and the layers build up. So if you slowly peel away at all of that, you're left with that center, which is your true self. And you've had to unlearn to get there. You've not had to learn anything new. You've had to take away all the stuff that you've been told. So I can't remember if I'm absolutely going off the line here. What did you ask me?
No, you're fine. You're totally fine. You're answering the question. It's just, you did fine. Do you ever feel convicted, because you're scheduling yourself and all that if you don't meet criteria for yourself, the smile, like if you don't meet criteria for yourself of what your goals were for the day, how do you keep yourself?
Their intentions. They're not goals.
I'm sorry. Thank you. See, that's a big I love how you said that. So your intentions, I'm even writing that down. for your intentions for the day, if you don't reach them, do you feel, I don't want to say bad, because that's not the word I want, but it's like, do you feel that negative energy in yourself, or do you say, okay, I talk to me? Because I do that, and once I miss one thing, I start to snowball, and then I don't want it to overtake other areas. And I know a lot of people do that. They see like they miss something, then they miss something else, and they forgot to respond to something. It becomes a snowball, and they get hard on themselves. And being an individual that does that, I want to get out of that cycle of my life and be able to have better interactions, intentions for myself on where I'm going. So I set these goals every day, or intentions every day, and Ilse and I talk about them, but even if I don't finish them, I'm hard on myself at the end of the day. How do you make sure you don't do that? Or what advice could you give me so I'm not sitting here going, dumb Brandon?
Okay, so at any one given time, there can only ever be one priority. Priority is a singular word from the 1400s. And to be of top importance, urgency, it can only be one thing at the top. There cannot be a collective. Priorities was created over half a century later. So priority is singular. Okay, so only ever have one priority of your day. Tip 1. Tip 2, gauge at the midpoint of your day where you are at and reallocate should you need to, so that at the end of the day, you've already justified a change in what your intentions are to allow you to still achieve what you set out to, because it changes. It's never written, it's never set in stone. Allow it to change. It is you that is asking something of yourself. So don't fight yourself. Do what's best for you. If you get to the end of the day at 6 o'clock and you are tired and there's more to do it tomorrow. It's that.
I like how you said that. Just do it tomorrow. Tomorrow is a new day. I feel sometimes as humans, we are hard on ourselves when we put out, I need to do this and I need to do this and I need to do this. And when you don't get to that to-do list, you are so hard on yourself because you think you have failed in your whole plan for the day just because you missed one or two of those items.
The other thing I do is I don't write a list.
Okay.
I allocate times in my diary to do specific things. I don't have a tick list. If I've got 5 things to do, I put them in my diary and I don't leave them on the list. I mean, I've got one here. That list's been there for I don't know how long. I'm just going to even put it away now, because if it's not in my diary, it's not going to happen. If I wrote on my list here, speak to Donna about the podcast, I would have done it by now, but it's not. It's on a bit of paper. It's on a list. So it doesn't mean enough for me to put it in my diary. So if it means enough, allocate the time to do it. And yes, self-care should be on everyone's list. Like I said a short while ago, my walk, my lunch, my breaks are all diarized before anyone can book a meeting. People can only book a meeting by a Calendly link, which means they can't even try and book a time where I don't want to talk to anyone.
How many breaks and or how much time a day do you give yourself for that, for lunch and for that? Let's say you've got an 8-hour, because I think a lot of people also, they feel like, gee whiz, I've put 2 hours out for myself. Maybe that's a bit too much. So what? How do you figure out what is the right amount of times for self-love or walks or that during a day?
I make sure that I do certain things on a daily basis. The amount of time I give to it will vary depending on what's in my diary. So if I've had 3 coaching clients in a day, that would be it. I wouldn't put any other meetings in. And I would do other things for myself. If I've got days where I am doing admin and doing what I call my work, because everything else I do isn't work, but if I'm doing admin, that's work, then I will break it up every half an hour, take a break. I go on my energy levels, and I can predict in my diary, it's all color coded, so I can see how much of what color is going in the day, so I know how I can balance it out.
When you go to sleep, you said you want to make sure you do a brain dump and get your REM cycle to the highest point. How do you know you're succeeding that? I'm asking as someone who sleeps, and I'm always told, oh, you'll know you're in a deep sleep when you dream, but I haven't had dreams in years. Like vivid dreams.
In sleep. You dream in REM sleep.
So I haven't had okay, but I don't have one of those. So I need to get a watch that tracks my sleep,
or make sure that you go to bed at the same time every day, and see when you wake up, note it. See when you wake up in the morning, note it, and see how you feel. See how your body feels. How much energy have you got to jump up out of bed? How focused you feel and on point you feel for getting on with the day. If you feel very energetic, you've had good deep sleep. If you feel very lethargic, you've not had much quality deep sleep. If you feel very focused, you've had good REM levels. Yeah, go on.
Oh, no. My thought is I'm hyper. Everybody says I'm the H in ADHD, the hyperactive one. So for me, the energy level is always like up there, but the focus is not. Could that be the off balance of me? If that makes any sense. I'm trying to make sense of it.
So every day, if you were to write in a book on a daily basis on a scale of 1 to 10, your hyper levels, not against anyone else's. Don't compare your levels to anyone else's. It's your scale. There will still be a difference. And you could check that scale on 3 points during the day and work out where your peaks and your lulls are, because that still happens with you. You don't hit that same level of hyperactivity 24 hours a day. You still have your own ups and downs. The other thing is, no, I think it's just important that you think of it on your own scale. I think that's the most important thing to do for yourself. That don't compare yourself to others. That, the only guarantee of feeling crap is to compare yourself.
Mandy's got a question here. She says, so if I make myself a top priority for the day, then I have met my intention.
If on that day you are, the only thing, your top priority is to look after yourself, and that's all you do for the day, then yeah, that is some days I do that. I clear my diary and that's my intention today. I don't feel on best form in my optimal condition to do what I need to do. So I move it. I don't do it if I'm not in the best place to do that. I don't do clients before 2 p.m. in the afternoon. I do Clubhouse in the morning. I do my own stuff. So I know that I've got nothing lingering in my brain when I need to concentrate on someone else and someone else's business.
I just like everything you say, and I've got the same thing that I'm working on. I think it should be against the law to be woken up by an alarm clock. I feel that you should wake up by yourself when you're done sleeping, and that's for everybody. If you go to bed and you sleep, you shouldn't be woken up by an alarm clock, because that is just rude, being woken up by an alarm clock. And if you do that, it's just I personally feel that when you fall asleep, you'll wake up when you're not tired anymore, and your day will just go so much better.
Well, when you wake up naturally yourself, you will wake up in the average sleep cycle is 40 minutes. So if you want to set an alarm, think of the time you fall asleep, and then do 40 minutes, 40 minutes, 40 minutes, 40 minutes, 40 minutes, and go to the closest 40 minutes. You're most likely to be waking up in a light sleep. And when you wake up in a light sleep, you will be refreshed. If your alarm goes off and you're in deep sleep, that's the minute you struggle. So I know I rely on it, but it works. I have a setting on my watch that tracks my sleep. I say what time I need to be awake by, and it will track when I'm in a light sleep, anything up to half an hour before my alarm goes off, to wake me up at that moment, because that moment I'll be refreshed.
I didn't know your watch could do that, because it's like watching you like that. But what's interesting, so the sleep is essential. You've got a cafe above you where you're doing the vegetarian foods and drinks. What are some of the things you guys have up there, just out of curiosity? Because I love playing with new cafes and seeing things.
So what do we have in the cafe? We have gluten-free vegan waffles, which are very healthy waffles. We have sweet versions, which are banana and vanilla cinnamon based, and we have savory ones, which are sweet potato, rosemary, and garlic and onion based. And they come with various toppings. You can either have an avocado-based mixed topping or a hummus-based mixed topping, or on the sweet ones, there's banana, goji berries, and almond butter, or there's coconut yogurt with mixed berries and hemp seeds. We'll talk about your hemp. And we have a lot, hemp is on so much of our toppings as a sprinkle, like you were talking earlier on. To absorb plant-based protein is you can absorb 100% of plant-based proteins, whereas it's around 70-75% of an animal derivative from whey or meat. So if you eat something that has 100 grams of protein, you're actually only going to absorb about 70 of it. But if you do it on a plant base, you'll actually absorb all of it. So we have lots of things like that. We have different specialty lattes, turmeric lattes, chai lattes, matcha lattes, Buddha bowls, acai bowls.
I love it. Those are all phenomenal, because I those are right along what I like to eat. Those are right where I like to go. I wish I was in London so I could come by. Now, I have to say, you've done a lot of cool things. You have a lot of things going on. How do you keep yourself? I know you said it's throughout the day. You have your intentions. You have your journal and all that. And if it's a bad day, you take the day for you. But what about a day where you wake up, you feel energized, and then all of a sudden it seems like everybody else around you is just in that negative mindset? Do you separate yourself, or do you try to get everybody to be lifted up? And I ask because it's a weird energy in the world right now, and it seems like everybody's angry all the time. And I feel like everywhere I go, I'm the only one smiling. So I say that as something like, how do you keep people to be inspired by it? Oh, she's laughing at me. I love it. Go ahead, Laura, talk to me.
I ignore people. I walk away.
I love you. Like, good. I've been doing that, and people say I'm mean, and I'm like, bite me.
No.
Like, I'm not mean. I'm setting a proper boundary. Right.
I'll go for a walk and I'll go back to the situation. If it's still the same, I'll just get on with some stuff myself, and I just won't want to engage with them. I don't have time or space in my head or my body or my being to allow that in.
I want to just like follow her around, but it's because I want to sound like her husband afterwards.
Was it difficult for you to go from working and giving yourself to everybody to setting up those boundaries with people that are used to taking advantage of you?
Ooh.
Did you find it difficult to set up the boundaries, or did you just wake up and say, listen, yeah, this is how it's going to work. You either like it or you leave?
Yeah, I separated myself a lot from a lot of people and to do a lot of things, and invited back in what I wanted. I didn't pull away from certain things or certain situations. I just said, go, and then welcome back in what I wanted. I like Sherry.
Sherry's like, damn,
He likes you as well.
You might have a new friend.
What she's saying. Listen.
You have to think of it like this. When you put boundaries in place, you are not extracting yourself from a situation. You are removing other people away from your situation. When you put up that boundary, you are not confining yourself. You're not confining yourself to the middle of your space with a fence around you. You're putting up a fence and standing on the other side. You are opening up everything to yourself and confining everyone else. Every time we say no to someone, we are saying yes to ourselves. So what do you want to do? You want to say
preach.
Yeah, Lauren, I'm gonna just like sit back here, teach us, go. Like, look, people. Hey, Lauren's like, guys, I didn't expect to do all this today. We brought you on early. We've made you give away your secrets. Do you want to interview us? Like, I feel like you've been here.
Secret that I want to know. I got another secret. Yes,
you're not allowed any more secrets.
I saw on your Instagram that you've got a thing that says 4 tips to show your community value. Can you please share those tips so that our community knows how to share Value to their community.
Lauren's like, I'm gonna go on Instagram and read this so I know what I wrote. Go ahead, Lauren.
Well, I need to check which 4 I said.
Right?
You can give other 4 as well.
What are the 4 on your mind right now?
Yeah, the 4 on your mind right now is the ones we want to know.
Well, no, it's when I post things on Instagram, I want to make sure that it's consumable and people are able to read it and take action. If I give too much information in one go, it just goes blur. They don't take anything from it and they move on. So it's really important to me that I give enough information to get interest and to allow people to actually pick out something and go, yes, that bit. So I rarely will give more than 4 examples of something. So in here, when I say to give value to your community, what do I say here? I say celebrate the things that you've achieved and how. Share a method that you have tried that works for you and how it has helped others. So to be quite honest, it's all about just being real and honest and open. But celebrating the small things. Everything is about celebration. When I say this is how you do something, it is celebrating an achievement for somebody somewhere. When, what does it say here? Reach out to people at their, talk to people, be real. All of it comes back down to, you want to give value, talk to people at their level. And I don't mean that sometimes you feel that, you might be above someone. It's the terminology, it's the language that you use. I very rarely will go into any situation and start gurgling with a dictionary. I mean, what's the point? It separates people. It takes an experience away from some people, and I don't want to do that. I always want to be fully inclusive. So, do you know the dummy guides in America, in South Africa? I don't have
like Dummies guide for
yes, like driving for dummies or computers for dummies. Yes, there's a lot of dummies in South Africa, so that's actually best sellers in this country.
So I like to think of when I write things that I can, it's readable for everybody. So if you want to share value, share it on a basic level, and people can read from it what they like. I don't feel that I have to flatter people with, my language, my use of language. I think it's highly unnecessary.
Your use of language, like you don't like swearing?
Oh, I love a good swear. But don't
what's your favorite swear word? Don't take my F word, Brandon.
All of them. All of them.
She's going to drop 3 in a row to be like, I use both of yours. Booyah, mic drop.
Yeah, I do.
Swear words.
I do, but I am also, I'd like to be selective as to when to use them so that the real power behind them can be felt.
Yes.
Like there's the C word, not COVID, cancer.
Not COVID.
I like how you phrase that.
I will use that very rarely, but when I do, that I am serious in what I'm talking about. Like, do not cross me at that moment.
You have a very calming energy about you already. In the background, I'm watching you. I know that my energy is a lot higher. I'm going to come down and match you and all that. I think that being transparent is a big thing, but I also think that if you're going to use the C word in a conversation with me, not COVID, I think that would get me to straighten up and be like, oh shit, what the hell's going on? And that's the same for me. Like, I love the F word. And I was a youth pastor and I didn't use it for a while. But when I started to, it really helped me learn a lot about myself. And I don't mean that like I'm walking around being like, oh, look at that effing dog. No, like I use it in ways to have like conversations or connecting. It's not meant to be like a bring them down. And then when I'm totally in my element, I don't like, when I'm in my element, I don't swear at all. And I don't know why. Like if I do, it catches everybody like, whoa. So that's why when you say your energy about using the C word, and when you use it, it's grasping you. that's because certain words have that. And I love that you use that as the analogy, because there's a lot of people who use a lot of words freely, and to be able to better benefit that is a great thing. With words, and the reason I'm blabbering is because I'm trying to make sure I get the right question in my head correctly, because I didn't write it down first. But with words and choosing the right words, I love it. I'm not going to say it because I'm going to let you have that one later on, all right? But like, words are powerful. And yesterday we were talking about how it's like a ripple effect when you throw a rock in a lake and you see the ripples start going. I was teaching my niece about how what we do and the words we say, how that can create that ripple effect. And it was in a pool, and with the sun's light shining through. Now, for me, I love people to be able to find the best in themselves, but with words mattering so deeply and creating that ripple, did you notice when you started taking care of yourself that the self-talk and the words you said to yourself started to change? She's like, where's he gonna go? I have no.
Here we go. Abso-fucking-lutely. There we go.
You put it in there perfectly. I love it. All right, go ahead. So, like, what did you do? What was the first thing you had to break from? For me, I wake up every day, I look in the mirror, and I have to find 10 things to say to myself to get myself keep going in the right direction. You are Brandon Croucher. Believe in yourself. You are you. And I look in the mirror and I say it to myself. 10 a day, mainly because of the fact that I think if you can't get 10, you probably could find 10 things to complain about a lot easier. So if I can start my day with 10 positive things, I think it puts me in the right mindset to keep moving with meditation and everything else. So go ahead. How do you self-talk? And did you change that inside yourself so you're not negative self-talking to land such a stud like McKella? I'm saying his name wrong, but that's just because he's so handsome he gets nicknames.
That's his new name from today on the show.
I'll let him know. I'll let his mom know as well, just to make sure.
We don't know.
I don't want there to be any confusion here. I don't really work too much on it anymore because it's become pretty natural to reframe and use positive language, even in all scenarios. So yeah. You're running late to a meeting, you run in and you go, I'm so sorry I'm late. Don't. Walk into the meeting and say, thank you ever so much for waiting for me.
Yes. It changes the atmosphere right off the bat from you being below them to respecting each other and you giving them the respect of their time. Sorry, go ahead. I interrupted you. Shut up, Brandon. Okay.
No, not at all. And I think, I've had some times in my life when I've not liked myself at all. I was in hospital for depression and eating disorders for a while. So yeah, it's taken me a long time to deal with my body and body dysmorphia and different things. Since my cancer treatment, it screwed up my thyroid. I've put on like 20 kilos and it's not going anywhere. So it's a lot of effort for me to be all right with it. But I'm much better with myself, with my appearance and how I feel in my clothes when I've slept well, when I've eaten well, and when I know I'm looking after myself. I feel if I was to have a burger, pizza or something, I don't feel great. And I talk to myself like that. So again, I come back to being self-aware. I wouldn't look in a mirror. I don't have many mirrors at home, or, it's a bit difficult here. I've got a studio that's full of them. I don't ever look in them though. I walk in there, prance around and go out again. But it's just, I think you just need to do little and often and be consistent and make sure that you know that it's for longevity and you always want to feel that way. Find that space where you feel good and revisit it. Just go back there. And, you are who you are today due to decisions that you have made. Now, if you don't like where you're at right now, make a decision and act upon it. And if you are not willing to act upon it, to change it, accept it.
You have a shop as well, and I see you sell quite an eco shop.
Yeah.
where you sell different kinds of items? Is it items that you make yourself, like on the shampoo and those things, or is it because you even have hemp and cotton makeup pads, and that just and the candles and stuff? Do you make it yourself and then sell it, or?
No, I support other businesses that are backing sustainability, eco-friendly, cruelty-free. So there's always some kind of kickback to the planet environmentally with everything that we sell.
I like that you've got some nice guys. Go look at on that website at what she sells. There is some beautiful things on there. I'll quickly bring up and then we can show. Brandon, you can ask a question and then I'll show the shop. I need to show you what there is. There's such cute things.
While Ilse pulls that up, I wrote in the questionnaire, what is something that you would consider as your greatest accomplishment? And then what is a book that you recommend for everybody?
My greatest accomplishment is being committed to myself and knowing that there are no limits and allowing myself to believe that. I would absolutely say that my self-development is my greatest accomplishment. There were definitely times, there were definitely times when I didn't think I'd ever allow anything of myself. My brother died when I was young, and it affected me. It took my memory away. I still have no recollection of his existence or anything surrounding his presence. And I work hard on that. I've had lots of hypnotherapy, and I still work on it. But yeah, my greatest accomplishment is allowing myself to be me and accepting and just keep moving forward. And it's a continuous journey. It's not something that I have achieved. It's something that I do achieve.
I have to be honest. I want you around all the time. Like your husband's a lucky man. Like you really are an inspiration.
His number? Do you want to tell him that?
We'll send him an email.
I was gonna say, do you want me to send him an email? What if I sent him a box of CBD that my company is? Because I have one that you could add to all your drinks. It's full spectrum, odorless, colorless, tasteless, easy as ABCBD. Just letting everybody know that delightcafe.com. It's where we find our calm, balance, and delight. Ilse is my biggest cheerleader right now. She looks me in the eyes every day and goes, promote your fucking product. And I'm like, okay, please. I will. My thing is, I am all about making sure the guest gets the attention. And I know this is where my livelihood is and all that, but that is something that is long-term. I want to create a company with a community of people, like you were saying, sustainable. I want products that when you're done with it, it's like Coke in them. I want to scare Coke. That's my goal with my community. I want Coca-Cola to be like, well, shit, we're adding CBD to these drinks, but this company can do the same thing, and they're compostable, made from the hemp plant. So how do we get to that, and why should they do that? Because if a community of people want to make a change in the world, having your CBD, that's just bullshit. Having it be able to break down, having it, oh, thank you, Shauna, and having it be able to break down, be compostable, and go back into the earth and give back instead of just being a waste is huge. Having it grow and knowing the farmers it's coming from is huge. It's making a difference in this world to be able to know what you're doing and what you're putting in your body, just like Lauren likes to do. And so make a joke, but if you want, I'll happily send you a box and you can start dosing your husband every day in his coffee, and we'll never tell anybody. After a couple days, just be like, honey, you've been so nice lately. I don't know why.
What happened?
Mandy won't be here. She's going for the anniversary of her mom passing. Mandy did ask a question earlier that I didn't get to click, and I want to make sure, because of tomorrow being the day of her mom's passing, she's going to be taking the day most likely for herself. With that being said, she asked about writing. Should she write to herself on those days? What would your advice be to someone who obviously is going through something that's going to be triggering, but wants to keep pushing themselves in a positive direction? And thank you for everything today. You've been with us and you've been a trooper. And I know we do a lot, but like after the show, when you go upstairs to your cafe and you kiss your husband and say, hey, I love you, just being that, dip him and tell him Ilse said this is from her. And then after the kiss, say, Brandon said yours was from me. So that way you both got a kiss from both of us. Okay.
Okay. I'll do that. So about writing, writing can be, I think, is the most therapeutic way to converse with yourself. And I think you should write on good days and bad days. I think that you can't follow your journey and be true to yourself if you only write in certain feeling. I think that you should be able to acknowledge both the ups and the down days, because they both are going to come. Like, life is a roller coaster. There's not, there is only one off switch, and you can't get off. So roll with it, go with it, and understand that those bad days are there to show you how amazing the good days are. And and the same as I said before, don't beat yourself up about it, but write it down. If I am in a bit of a funk, I will walk, I will write.
I do a lot of walking as well. I feel that it clears. I'm not good at writing and reading. I don't know if it's because if I have to sit still. I love talking though, and I love listening to videos. Because I don't have to read. It just feels like I don't have to do anything while the information just comes. So I like that. I'm a visual person and everything. Do you have any podcast that you can recommend to our viewers? Let's say they are going through a mental dip, that they can listen to, that maybe can give them that step in the right direction of changing the pattern and that low self-esteem and being in a bad space, that pattern?
In those times, I don't really use a podcast. I might listen to an audio book, just for the longevity and the commitment to it, to get from beginning to end, to keep the journey flowing. With a podcast, it has a beginning and an end much more quickly, generally. So on the reading, audio, what's a good one? It changes. Everyone's different. I find it really difficult to make suggestions on those topics, because it depends on the person, depends on the situation, depends how often they want to listen, depends what they want to do. It's like when someone says to me, I really want to lose weight. What should I eat for lunch? I don't know. What did you have for dinner? What did you have for breakfast? And what are you going to have for dinner? I can't tell you what to eat now, because nothing. Or have a burger. You haven't eaten anything else all day. I don't know. So it's really hard to give that answer. So I don't want to actually give anything. Oh God, look, I've said no. Oh.
It's okay. You're allowed to set a boundary, ladies. Set a boundary. Teach them how to do it. Say no. How you set a boundary if you do not want to answer a question. You say no. No.
She's getting a book to. She's getting a book to throw at us. Look how beautiful her hair is. Look how long it is. Like,
the book is gonna be. The book is going to be for dummies. How to keep dummies quiet, and then she's going to throw that at
us. No, Ikigai.
Oh, I love Ikigai. Yes, go ahead.
I don't know about that. I must go look it up.
Okay, so that's even written. I don't know why it went up there, because it's written on my board here, because I told some coaching clients to go and buy it and read it. It's the little book of Ikigai, Live a Happy and Long Life the Japanese Way. So it's the reason to get up in the morning. In Japanese, Ikigai is the reason to get up in the morning. It's an ancient Eastern philosophy, has never been so relevant. It has the potential to change your life, make you happier, and show you how to start small, find your flow, discover your passion, and look for joy in all the small things.
I like that. I want to read that book now. I don't read, but I want to read that book now.
I don't read, but I want to read.
I do. Read that one.
So, Ilse, I don't read that much either. Like, when I do, I have to have nothing around me. There can't be a cell phone near me. There can't be anything. There's too many distractions. when I write, I have to do it first thing in the morning because otherwise I can see everything else going on and know people are messaging me and calling me and that. So when I write, I have to separate myself first thing in the morning, write down what's coming out of my everything. And it's actually pretty interesting when I go back and read it because like I'm not completely awake, but it's because of being in that silence and coming into it. I love to be able to spend that time with me, and it's become something that I look forward to. Now, thank you. I was just about to say Ikigai, Ikigai. Thank you for putting it up there. I forgot the G. But with Ikigai, it's a phenomenal book, and you're going to see a lot of yourself in there, and it's a way to grow. Now, Lauren, you have literally stayed with us all day. I want to thank you. You were a shot of Java with us with a dose of delight, and I thank you so much for being here with us today. So
it's been fun. Thank you.
You were amazing, and I'm telling you, when you kiss your husband after this, you got to let him know it's from us, okay?
And you have to come back. You have to come back.
I actually was going to talk to you after the show just to talk about like having you back, like different things. I had a couple ideas run through my mind that I wrote down. So don't leave after the show when you see my commercial of my ugly face on there. Okay. I look handsome in that video, but don't worry. I do. You just like the background I chose for that one. But the way we end every show is we end on a positive note. We give everybody, whether it's notes from the show that we want everybody to remember, to your favorite quote or something maybe you read that you just have to get off your chest and share to inspire people. So what happens is Ilse goes first because I'm doing the one taking us out right now. I go second. Whoever does this part gets to pull out whoever goes first. And then you're going to close out our show for us today by ending it with that positive affirmation, whatever's on your heart. It could just be telling us you love your husband and he was the greatest lay ever. If that's what you want to say, tell us, and we're all about it. But like, it's about inspiring, smiling, and giving our best to help people get over the hump of the week and get to their best them. Ilse, show us how it's done, girl.
It's Wacky Wednesday. I forgot it's Hump Wednesday. It's Wacky Wednesday in South Africa. The reason we say that is some burger place, if you buy one burger, you get a burger for free. So they call it Wacky. But in any case, it's Wacky Wednesday. If you take one thing away from this show, it is set up boundaries. You don't have to explain. You do not have to tell them why. Just say no and move on. Let them deal with why they don't think you have to do it or should do it. I got two lovely cards for today. These are Jaybird asked me what my cards are, so I just want to show. It's just empowerment cards. I've got some other decks as well, but I thought that I start with this because I like empowering people. It's my superpower. So I'm going to read to you. The first one says, love the skin you're in. It says, you are a divine design. God does not make mistakes. Don't get caught up in wanting to be or trying to be like someone else. Everyone is gifted in different ways. Love being yourself. So I usually only pull one, but this one popped out, and I think there's a reason. It says, shine the light on others. And it says, make others the focal point. Give generously, listen intently, pray freely, and love unceasingly. Take the spotlight off yourself and shine it on others. Be kind, be happy, and dicks, not dicks.
I couldn't tell what you said. The accent caught me off guard. Sorry about that. I want to make sure I tag off of what Ilse was saying because she hit some good points. Don't be sorry for setting a boundary for yourself. Don't be rude when setting that boundary, but set a healthy boundary for yourself. And if somebody crosses it, keep care of you. No, oh my goodness. We've talked about pushing kids downstairs and punching people today. No more of this. No more pushing kids downstairs. I wanted to make another joke, but Lauren's not on screen, so I can't make her laugh. But like, I want everybody to take today. It's hump day. I've made jokes about Lauren and her incredibly handsome Italian husband. I've made jokes about going out and with Hemp and all that. But guys, There's a lot of people that are suffering today, and they don't want to make it through the rest of the week. They don't think they don't want to push to get to Friday. But guess what? Your hello, your I'm checking in, your I love you will be the reason to get up every day and just give somebody a reason to find something positive. So do yourself a favor, spread love, spread positivity, and find the best version of yourself, and then let others lift you up with you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking forward to this special guest right now. Miss Lauren, it's yours.
I have a guest for you.
Ooh, he is so handsome!
I know! That's why she's hiding him in the cafe.
Here's my inspirational thing. Look at what I get to sleep next to every night, everybody.
It's Hump Day.
Okay, guys. Okay, so my final statements will be that it is not Hump Day, it is Oomph Day. And that's from one of my very dear friends on Clubhouse. And I have two things that I want to share. The first is you have all that you need to succeed right there inside yourself. And the second is asking for help will show your true strength. So true strength is asking for help and not doing things alone. They're my two things to close. I
loved all of that. Can you give us one big hello really quick? Because your wife's going to kiss you after all the show's over, and it comes from us wanting to just know how much we love you too. All right? You better be ready. I didn't tell her to use tongue, so if she uses tongue, that's Ilse's fault, okay? Guys, what a great day. What a great show. Lauren, you were amazing. Your husband is, he's a trooper. I mean, you're going to have to play this episode because it's going to look like we flirted with him the whole episode. But it's our way of having fun and bringing the best out of people. It's a way of showing love and community. So thank you guys. And the minute I get to London, you will be the first cafe I stop at. Don't know when that's going to be, but I will because I want to be able to try it. So guys, remember, spread love, spread positivity, be the change you want to see in the world. See how I censor myself there? Be the change you want to see because it's important. We all believe in the best version of ourselves. Thank you guys for being here today. Love you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Brandon, and over the past year, the Delight Cafe team and I have traveled across the U.S. researching this rapidly growing industry of CBD products. What we have found throughout the industry were products that were inconsistent in dosage and used ingredients that weren't even lab tested. Products with chalky textures, bitter aftertaste, and worst of all, confusion among the CBD consumers. That's why we created Delight Cafe. A 15 milligram, lab-tested, all-natural, water-soluble hemp CBD powder pack. It's odorless, colorless, and tasteless. Add it to your favorite drink of choice, wherever, whenever, on the go. Quickly find your calm, your balance, your delight when you need it.